Our sustained sacrifices in restoring peace and stability to the region and to enable the people in the area to return to their normal lives.
Regarding the Lake Chad, Buhari tasked leaders to take responsibility of their terrorists.
And the budget of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs was circulated before, but that was a mistake.
Alleged 206 billion naira budget pardon, Finance Minister settles the dust.
We should be very careful. We should know the type of material that you can carry on air.
2023 polls, fake news on the rise. Media engage members in professionalism. Hello and thanks for joining us on the news. I am Elizabeth Omori. Adiola Kwame Akere joins us from the city of Lagos. You need to start clicking now. Follow this newscast live on our website nt.ng/live as well as NTA News Now on Twitter. The heads of state and government of the Lake Chad region have been tasked to take ownership of the challenges confronting their area and provide the desired leadership towards its transformation and restoration to the former glory. President Muhammadu Buhari, who through the challenge also made a strong case for troops of the multinational joint task force to be adequately motivated to take the final push to eradicate terrorism from the region. This was at the opening of the 16th ordinary session of heads of state and government of the Lake Chad Basin Commission in Abuja. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The summit provided a platform for leaders of the 6 member states of the Lake Chad Basin Commission to holistically review ongoing efforts at sustainable management of Lake Chad regarded as their shared heritage. The state of Libya in particular is returning to active participation in the activities of the Commission for the first time in 7 years. President Muhammadu Buhari, who has been steering the affairs of the organization since 2018, takes pride in the great strides collectively achieved in the restoration of the Lake Chad region to its once enviable state and hub of economic development.
Our sustained sacrifices in restoring peace and stability to the region and to enable the people in the area to return to their normal lives and activities are highly commendable. The multinational joint task force has indeed become a model, breaking physical barriers and affirming the workability of the common approach to conquer challenges in the area. It must, however, be stated that despite the successes recorded by the gallant troops of the multinational joint task force and the various ongoing national operations in the region, the terrorist threat still lurks in the region.
The Lake Chad region, the president said, is faced with a complex security situation that is highly dynamic, constantly changing and increasingly influenced by the impact of climate change and other variables, including external factors, which made it imperative for them to review the development and counter-terrorism strategies that are operational in the region. The fight against Boko Haram and other forms of criminality, President Buhari insists, must remain issues on the front burner of discourse in the region.
Weapons being used for the war in Ukraine and Russia are equally beginning to filter through the region. There is therefore the urgent need for expedited collaborative actions by our security services to stop the circulation of all illegal weapons in the region. We all must rise and face the challenges of the region head-on in order to deliver the bright future we envisage for our region.
Some of the participating heads of state and government, including that of Chad, who emerged the new chairman, delivered their national statements at the summit.
We can never have sustainable or long-lasting peace in the Chad Basin countries if they are in poverty, experiencing unemployment and underdevelopment.
I would like to say that we have a very important role to play to make sure that we mitigate these challenges we're facing in our region.
Central Africa hereby provides its support for sustainable development of the Lake Chad region.
During the event, reports of the special envoy of the summit to Chad, as well as those of the Council of Ministers and Ministers of Defense of the region, were considered and adopted, while Ambassador Mama Nuhu's mandate was renewed as the Executive Secretary of the Lake Chad Basin Commission. High-level talks were also held separately between President Muhammadu Buhari and the Chairman, Presidential Council of Libya, Muhammad Al-Manfi, as well as his Chadian counterpart, Muhammad Idris Deby Itno. Details of their discussions held behind closed doors were not disclosed. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Away from territories and governance, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been encouraged to build young Nigerians in primary, secondary and tertiary institutions for the fight against corruption. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo gave the advice at the launch of the EFCC Integrity Club in Abuja. State House correspondent Judy Onifade reports.
From these members of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's Integrity Club and Zero Tolerance Club, they crave for a better nation and a better future. To achieve this depends largely on a corruption-free society, and have therefore opted to join the anti-corruption army to kill corruption before it kills their dreams. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo unveils the operation manual for the two clubs and also unveils the effects of corrupt practices on the nation and the people.
Public money is not for private pockets. It is meant for the public good. It is meant for public infrastructure. So everybody who is pocketing public resources does harm to our country and does harm to the future. The integrity clubs must become policemen against corruption and wrongdoing. Whether it is a member of government or a shop assistant who is your friend or in your own class, you must fight against cheating.
Chairman of the commission, Abdurrashid Bawa, explains the reason for the initiative.
The future of our country belongs to us, the young generation, and the EFCC will spare no efforts in ensuring that they are way on the path of probity and moral rectitude. It is therefore important for us to ensure that our youth are fully mobilized to identify with integrity and zero tolerance club. That our homes and communities need to join our schools in raising purposeful and decent citizens.
Here, schools are also advised to key into the initiative, mobilize their students to embrace the fight against economic and financial crimes. From the Model Secondary School here in Maitama, Abuja, Judy Onifade, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has written to Senate requesting the consideration of a bill that seeks to provide legal backing for the National Social Investment Program. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo tells us more.
Senate reconvened for Tuesday's plenary with apparently a less busy order paper, only one committee report for consideration. But before then, President of the Senate Ahmad Lawan read for Executive Communications request for the consideration of a bill seeking to give legal backing to the National Social Investment Program was among the executive bills transmitted. The letter explained that the welfare initiative created in 2015 under President Muhammadu Buhari meets the force of law to ensure sustainability and continue to cater for the vulnerable.
Pursuant to Section 58, subsection 2 of the Constitution, of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I forward here with the National Social Investment Program Establishment Bill for the kind consideration of the Senate. The National Social Investment Program Establishment Bill seeks to provide a legal and institutional framework for the establishment of National Social Investment Program for the assistance and empowerment of the poor and vulnerable in Nigeria.
The President also sought the consideration of the National Park Declaration Order. National Library Establishment Bill and the Federal Produce Inspection Service Bill.
The National Park Declaration Order 2022 seeks to establish 10 new national parks.
Senate has confirmed the nomination of Dr. Suleiman Aga Afibu for appointment as Commissioner representing the Southeast Zone at the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has approved 607.9 billion naira as Federal Capital Territory statutory budget for 2022. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the budget is for the administration of the FCT area councils and ancillary matters.
Of 607,952,023,580 naira only.
The implementation of the 2022 budget of the FCT as approved by House members shall run concurrently with that of the 2023 budget but will terminate on 30th June 2023. As recommended by the FCT committee, the House directs that the FCT minister and the Director of Treasury shall furnish the National Assembly on a quarterly basis the status of the records of accounts. The House also approved the establishment of a trust fund for training and provision of security equipment to the Nigerian Navy.
The security of the maritime environment is vested in the hand of the Nigerian Navy, the entire sea. That is why the trust fund is seek to establish and provide for the acquisition of equipment for the Nigerian Navy.
Other approvals by the House during plenary include the amended Federal University of Petroleum Resources Act, among other bills from the Committee on Tertiary Education and Services, while the bill enacting the National Secondary Education Commission from Committee on Basic Education was also considered and approved.
The recommendation that are before honorable members are products of general interactions and benefited immensely from professionals in this sector.
8 bills passed first reading, among them bill to enact National Information Technology Development Agency. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has cleared the commotion generated by the 206 billion naira for social safety nets in the budget of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. This was when she appeared before the House Committee on Appropriations. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
The full presence of members of the House Committee on Appropriations speaks volume of the importance attached to this investigation. The cause of the matter is the 206 billion naira intended for the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management as contained in the 2023 Appropriation Bill.
The same amount was listed in the budget of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and was circulated before PEC. But there was a mistake. Providing for this provision, the budget office had mistakenly selected a wrong code which described the amount as security equipment. So our feeling is that our colleague in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs could have simply asked, what is this security equipment of 206 billion that is now, but they would have shown her the documents.
The committee expressed dissatisfaction over the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs' absence.
Those who gave us the money also want to know how we spent it. So the moment you start raising controversies around it, when it is not necessary, you are making life more difficult for our national economy. Whenever issues like this arise, let's have that synergy so that we'll be on the same page with explanation that will help us keep the cohesion.
So, Permanent Secretary, please tell your minister, it's not about even the appropriation committee inviting her. She has issues with her committees in the House. Most times they invited her, she doesn't come to appear before the committee.
The issue in question had come up during a budget defense by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management before Senate Committee on Special Duties. From the National Assembly, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Let's take a break now, and when we return, some political reports and more. To stay with us.
The Grand Patron of the Tinubu Shetima Women's Presidential Campaign Council, Mrs. Aisha Buhari, invites all APC female ministers, heads of agencies and parastatals, women's zonal coordinators, wives of governors, grassroots mobilizers, all APC women in Nigeria, to the Northwest flag off of the Tinubu Shetima Women's Presidential Campaign. Venue, People's Square, Katsina Town, Katsina. Date, 30th November 2022. Time, 10 a.m. Come one, come all.
We are committed to the unity of our great country, Nigeria. Let us support our armed forces. Let us stand together with them. Let us stand for them. Our symbol of unity, the gallant men and women of the armed forces on land, air, and sea, who have continuously put their life on the line, protecting our lives, humanity, and nation.
Let us join them and stick together as one, irrespective of our misunderstanding, be it political, cultural, or ideological.
Our uniqueness is our oneness, our strength is our diversity.
Let us stand by, stand with, and support our armed forces to keep this nation together.
Nigeria is my own. Nigeria is your own. Nigeria is our own.
Full House Refreshments is goodness to go round. Introducing the Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment, which contains fresh cow milk. Enjoy Full House goodness filled with essential vitamin and minerals. Peak, reach for your peak.
My people, I na Emeka, Meku's Kamat, let me get all this people. I don't learn my lesson. Somebody come buy motor for my hand, carry big money, come give me. Now when the day bust, then my eye open. I don't know to that 419 you be. But when EFCC bam, then they come bab me too. Now he make me they warn you. All of them when they do business like me, where they carry big money, when I go sometimes I go carry transfer, carry bring back. They could shine in my eye because the special control unit against money laundering, what they call SCRUMO, they don't want to say if the money pass 5 million naira for individual, no collect them. If it pass 10 million naira for company, no collect them. Can I go where? Bank. If you don't do them like that, 250,000 naira for every day where this offense happen. Or they go suspend your license, or they go shut them down, for your hand. No talk say, I know one you.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Does your toothpaste give you complete fresh protection? New Close Up Toothpaste Complete Fresh Protection takes care of your 5 important oral care needs. It gives you strong teeth, prevents tooth holes, cleans deeply, fights bacteria, and gives you fresh breath. Complete fresh protection from Close Up.
A peak protein breakfast gets you to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Thanks for staying with us. The National Judicial Council is evolving a contemporary justice system with the use of information communication technology. This has been done with the introduction of retrofitted courts in some parts of the country. Delia Tumbi has more.
This is one of the 9 retrofitted courts put in place by the National Judicial Council in some parts of the country. In this court, filing of all court processes, hearing with the appearance of counsel, and delivery of judgment can be done virtually. The retrofitted courts, with the aid of information communication technology, save time and enhance quick dispensation of justice. The retrofitted courtroom at the Supreme Court, at the instance of the National Judicial Council, is set for use. This type of courtroom has equally been replicated at the Court of Appeal in Abuja. The pilot retrofitted courts have been introduced into the administration of criminal and civil cases at the Federal High Court and High Court of the FCT.
The document management, there will be no case of lost files anymore. Everything is captured and replicated in so many places. Look, technology's advantages are just limitless.
Inaugurating the retrofitted courtroom at the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Aruola, commended the ingenuity of the National Judicial Council for the introduction of retrofitted courts. Justice Aruola is of the view that the introduction of retrofitted courts in the country's judicial system will equally enhance the quality of judgment.
Justices of the Supreme Court, this is your course, and it shall henceforth be put to use.
We drive to automate our court process and court proceedings. The retrofitted courtroom has also eliminated the laborious long handwriting of court proceedings by the judicial officers. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force has reacted to a ruling of an Abuja High Court which sentenced the Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba to 3 months imprisonment. A statement by the force says the IGP is a law-abiding citizen. However, the office is not aware of any court order with regards to the reinstatement of the said personnel. That the case in question is about an officer who was dismissed in 1992, a few years after the IGP joined the force. The statement further adds that the Commissioner of Police in charge of the Force Legal Unit has been directed to investigate the allegation in a bid to ascertain the position of the court and provide informed legal advice for prompt and necessary action. The Inspector General of Police reiterates his commitment to upholding the rule of law and synergizing with the judiciary to ensure quick dispensation of justice for an improved criminal justice system. In the All Progressives Congress, Presidential Campaign Council has described as false the latest report in some quarters, especially in the northeastern part of the country, that the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu is set to harbor plans to relocate the Federal Capital Territory from Abuja to Lagos if he wins the 2023 election. A statement by the Director, Media and Publicity of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Bayo Onanuga, emphasized that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not contemplating such plan and will not do anything that is unconstitutional. The council describes as false the story on commercialization of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited by the federal government. And the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has resolved that the list for the Imo State chapter of the Presidential Campaign Council should be referred to the National Presidential Campaign Council for review to ensure greater inclusiveness of party members in the state in compliance with the guidelines of the party. National Publicity Secretary of the party stated this at a meeting in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf has an update.
PDP National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba, who conveyed the decision of the party, notes that all matters relating to the governorship primary election in Imo State should be suspended until after the 2023 general elections, stating that the purported suspension of some local government chapter chairman in Imo State is null and void, that no member of the party should be suspended, sanctioned, intimidated or victimized on account of legitimate and lawful democratic expression or association within the ambit of the provisions of the constitution of the PDP.
There's a constitution for this party. Alright? This party relies on this constitution and work on it.
At the PDP Presidential Campaign Office in Abuja, members of the Atiku Youth Wing of the party's Presidential Campaign Council in the Federal Capital Territory met to strategize on how best to deliver the Atiku Okowa presidential ticket in 2023.
Atiku Abubakar is the man of his word. He promises 40% in his cabinet with the youths. We are going to deliver FCT
Members of the United Nigerians Mandate for Atiku Kowa 2023 also met towards mobilizing grassroots support for the victory of the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar.
We just need a good leader to give the country the right direction, and no more, no less, and every other thing will follow.
The meeting also featured paper presentation with the theme, the Atiku Abubakar you have misjudged, as well as unveiling of the campaign handbills. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Undemocratic change of government across West Africa is becoming a source of worry for political actors in the sub-region. 2023 is an opportunity for Nigeria to reverse the negative trend. A National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, PORO, has brought together key players in Abuja to strategize on a smooth election season. Ekene Ndure tells us more.
93.5 million Nigerians have been registered to vote in next year's election. This is according to INEC. The electoral umpire is also armed with a new electoral act with amendments to resolve electoral disputes, having also published a new electoral guideline. All appears to be in line for the elections next year, but champions of democracy are not satisfied with the role political parties are playing in the build-up to the election. Stakeholders have converged on Abuja, and they say parties must re-strategize to tackle issues of vote buying, political violence, and recruitment of candidates.
Candidates are recruited and fielded into elections largely on cash and carry basis, rather than on a careful assessment of character and competence and integrity.
Democracy functions well if political parties operate well, if political parties are democratic.
Seemingly, the parties have been put on the spot, but National Chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council says the buck does not stop at their table.
You have the issue of corruption, you have the issue of incumbency, you have the issue of some sentiments that have been brought to the fore.
We have been campaigning that there should be an independent agency that would look at the criminalities conducted during elections.
For 2 days, engagements will be on in this hall to rejig collaboration towards a free and fair election. Ekene Ndulwe, NTA News.
The National Broadcasting Commission has noted with dismay the unprofessional practice of some broadcasters who are personnel of particular broadcast stations appointed into campaign teams of some political parties. Director General of the NBC, Bello Ilela, at a conference for zonal directors and general managers of NTA, says this negates the ethical provisions and social responsibility for neutrality, balance and fairness expected of broadcasters.
It is a conference for those managing zonal offices and stations on how best to cover the civic duty and the role expected of them as representative of the Nigerian Television Authority. As the head of the regulatory body of the broadcast industry in the country, the Director General of the NBC acknowledges their responsibility in ensuring that broadcast content promotes social, political, and economic well-being of the Nigerian people.
We should be very careful. We should know the type of material that we can carry on air. These materials must not be tailored or designed to subvert the national or our national security.
The task of media, especially the public broadcast outfit like NTA, its basic role is to enlighten and educate the public and act as neutral, objective platform for the free database points of view from all stakeholders.
INEC wants the media to be truthful, factual in their reportage.
Questions were asked, answers provided, and for the participants, the conference is timely, coming at a time the nation is preparing for general elections.
It's just a reminder
for us as public broadcasters, our duties and our roles in exercising editorial judgments, making sure that we're not partisan.
This lecture is going to guide us in all political broadcasts and broadcast of political jingles.
We must make national interest first in anything we do.
The participants were implored to pay attention to the provisions of Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022, which prohibits persons or corporate bodies from making or accepting cash payment of a sum exceeding 5 million naira in case of an individual or 10 million naira in the case of a corporate body. Francis from NTA News.
In other news, Governor Nyesom Wike says he will continue to put a smile on the faces of Rivers people through the execution of quality infrastructure that will impact positively on the people. Ogedi Nyekwe reports that the governor stated this at the inauguration of Rupoku Iguota Link Road in Port Harcourt.
That without good road networks, distribution, consumption, and commerce cannot thrive in any society. Poor road networks account for the number of high rates of rural poor in Nigeria because they do not have access to markets. As a result, every year, unquantifiable agrarian products perish, thereby making life difficult for many. With the construction of the Rupoku Iguota Link Road, the locals can now transport their farm produce to the markets. Little wonder the joy expressed by them. Governor Wike is pleased that the projects executed by his administration has continued to impact positively on the people. He commended the locals for the support given to the contractor to ensure the job is completed in record time.
All of our governance is happiness of the people. Yes. When the people are happy, we are happy. So if I come here to address you, everybody will listen to me. Yes. But if I was governor, I have not done anything, can I come here and campaign? So we have done our own part. And that is why there is peace in our state.
The Rupoku Iguota Link Road is 7.6 kilometers with 7 meters of drains. The drains were paved to serve as walkway for pedestrians. In Port Harcourt, Ogedi Nyekwe, NTA News.
All is now set for the 20th anniversary celebration of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA. A statement from the board and management of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency indicates that the event will take place at the NAF Conference Center, Kadu, Abuja, on Thursday, 1st of December 2022 at 9:30 a.m. with a conference focusing on the unveiling of FEMA's firm footprints and the launch of FEMA's toll-free short code. And it's time to join Adiola in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Adiola.
Elizabeth, with less than 3 months to the 2023 general elections, INEC is ensuring all loose ends are fastened, and the Commission has put together a retreat for its administrative secretaries across the country to facilitate this. Annie Daniels has details.
Since 2011 general elections, the reliance on new knowledge and experience gathered from the conduct of previous elections, enhancing electoral integrity and improving voter experience through innovation, planning and technology, the Independent National Electoral Commission says, has guided its operations through several elections, making Nigeria's elections better. This retreat is therefore another opportunity to sustain that success. It will not only bring INEC resident electoral commissioners up to date with preparations, procedures and requirements for a successful election, but also get the commitment of the Commission's administrative secretaries towards attaining the highest level of efficiency in implementing the strategies outlined for a hitch-free 2023 polls.
Important issues must be implemented properly. Some of these issues include voter migration to sparsely populated polling units.
So the Commission expects a lot from you to ensure that the polls are commenced at the time given, which is usually 8:30 a.m. in the morning. This will let us know exactly how the day will go.
INEC says it has lined up 14 activities on its timetable, with 9 already concluded towards the 2023 general elections.
My expectation, as I imagine, is the expectation of the Nigerian people that INEC will conduct an efficient, credible, transparent, and ultimately peaceful elections.
Matching words with action, issues that can impact the successful conduct of the 2023 general election will be addressed at this retreat with credible outcome. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
Moving now to Telecom. Globacom, Nigeria's leading telecommunications service provider, is transforming the lives of its subscribers through the company's ongoing nationwide Festival of Joy promo. Diana Ajala reports that a footwear dealer, Vivian Chukwuleke, has emerged winner of a brand new car, with several other subscribers smiling home with beautiful gifts.
You won a car prize.
Indeed, Glow Festival of Joy promo is truly a life-changing initiative. For Vivian Chukwuleke, the star prize winner, her joy knew no bounds, as this car won through the Glow Festival of Joy promo 2022 has changed her status to a proud car owner.
When I was called, I was like, I hope these people have not come up with another scam again. So, but when I came down here, it was real. I would say a very big thank you to Globacom.
Earlier on, a raffle draw was held, where these lucky subscribers emerged winners.
I won the generator. I say thank you to the Globacom.
A big kudos to them for giving back to society.
Management of Globacom says more mouth-watering prizes are still waiting to be grabbed.
We are going to be giving out 20 houses. We are going to be giving out 24 cars, 200 sewing machines, 100 generators. We want to delight you during this Unity period so that our subscriber can know that we also appreciate what they've been doing.
We rest assured that whoever has won anything will get your prize.
We just continue to encourage them to do more for the community.
The Glow Festival is one of the promo to affirm the company's readiness to make life more meaningful to subscribers. For participation in the ongoing promo, subscribers are expected to dial the dedicated short code *611# and recharge at least 500 naira weekly and 2,500 naira to 10,000 naira monthly to stand a chance of winning rechargeable fans, generators, a car and other prizes. While 20,000 naira data subscription during the promo period stands a chance to win a 3-bedroom apartment. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Lagos. The news will continue after this time out. Do remember that you can join us by watching on NTA.NJ/live. We'll be right back.
It's joy to the world.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year again.
FRCN, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria Service of 9 Lessons and Carols ushers us into the joyous mood of Christmas.
With beautiful renditions from different choirs that will lift our spirits.
Theme, Fear Not.
Venue, National Christian Center, Abuja.
Date, 4th December 2022.
Time, 3 p.m.
Message giver, His Eminence, Most Reverend Daniel Oko, President, Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN.
Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Hosts, Directors General, FRCN, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria.
Chief host, Alhaji Lai Muhammad, Minister of Information and Culture.
FRCN, NTA, and Voice of Nigeria Service of 9 Lessons and Carols, supported by Christian Association of Nigeria.
Come worship with us as we celebrate Christ, the newborn King.
Be there.
Full House Refreshments is goodness to go round. Introducing the Peak Yogurt Drink 1 liter Full House pack with more refreshment, which contains fresh cow milk. Enjoy Full House goodness filled with essential vitamin and minerals. Peak, reach for your peak.
Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling cool and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
In a third final in 20 years.
Swiftly out of this road, now you can get a GoTV decoder, GoTV, and 1 month of GoTV Jolly for only 4,900 naira and enjoy all the show-stopping games live from Qatar on GoTV.
This is the moment we've been waiting. It's time to rise up, do it again. Africa, do your dance now. God, do your winning dance now. So we never lose it again. Africa rise up, yes we gonna rise up. Africa rise up, Africa rise up, yes we gonna rise up. Africa rise up.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. The federal government has approved the commencement of 14 working days paternity leave for federal civil servants. In a statement by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemieson, this is in line with the provisions of the Public Service Rules 2021 edition, and the computation of all leave shall be based on working days. She said the request for such leave shall be accompanied by the expected date of delivery report of the officer's wife or evidence of approval of the adoption of the child by relevant government agencies. The leave must not be more than once in 2 years for maximum of 4 children. The effective date is 25th of November 2022. Well, that is quite cheering. Now to business. The Nigerian Deposits Insurance Corporation, NDIC, says it has so far paid 113.2 billion naira to depositors of failed banks as of June 2022. Managing Director of the NDIC, Bello Hassan, announced this at the opening of the annual workshop for Finance Correspondents Association of Nigeria, FICAN, and business editors in Port Harcourt.
In the banking sector have continued to put regulators on their feet to meet evolving challenges. For the Nigeria Deposits Insurance Corporation, NDIC, the media remains a critical partner in progress, hence the annual capacity workshop. The theme for this year is boosting depositors' confidence amidst emerging issues and challenges in the banking industry. Managing Director of the NDIC, Bello Hassan, says the corporation remains committed to securing depositors' funds and has covered 467 insured financial institutions in liquidation, comprising 49 deposit money banks, 357 microfinance banks, and 51 primary mortgage banks, with depositors receiving more than 113 billion naira by the middle of the year.
More than 100 billion.
what we have paid, and we are continuing this activity to make recoveries from the loans that were granted by those banks in liquidation, before liquidation, so that we can pay dividend.
With advancements in technology, the NDIC says it is committed to faster and orderly resolution of liquidated banks, consumer protection, as well as deposits guarantee.
You know, banking is all about confidence, so there is a need to carry the message to depositors that there is deposit insurance system in place, so that in the event of any of the licensed deposit taking institutions being unable to pay its obligations or its license is revoked, then NDIC is ready to step in and pay up to the maximum insured amount.
Of the 49 deposit money banks in liquidation, the NDIC in September 2022 declared 100% liquidation dividend in 20 of those institutions. In Port Harcourt, Senam Bamigweye, NTA News.
And for more business reports, let's join our busy man, Benny Adams.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and welcome to Business. Start by telling you that with the repatriation of $4.99 billion in 10 months by Nigeria's non-oil exporters, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeni Adebayo, is of the view that more foreign exchange can be earned through adherence to international best practices that will guarantee acceptance of Nigerian products by the international market.
To this end, we have commenced the implementation of the Nigerian National Quality Policy, which is aimed at putting in place the necessary regulatory framework, institutions, and physical infrastructure to ensure that Nigeria's products meet global standards.
A particular look at the markets. Nigeria's equities market continued trading in bears as the market dipped by 0.24%. At the end of today's trading session, a total of 120.9 million shares in 3,022 deals, corresponding to a market value of 1.647 billion naira, were traded. Compared with previous trading day, today's data shows 57% decline in volume, 5% improvement in turnover, but 20% decline in deals. The current market capitalization is 25.8 trillion naira. Transcorp Nigeria recorded the highest volume of 34.6 million traded shares, followed by Access Holdings 11.2 million, Zenith Bank 9.33 million, and FBN Holdings 8.73 million. That is Business News. Network News continues with Elizabeth. Elizabeth, glad to tell you I will soon proceed on my paternity leave.
Interesting. Thank you, Benny. Let's now talk entertainment. The Nigerian Television Authority will not fail in championing and modeling good initiatives for the benefit of society, as contained in its mission statement. Aisha Ubali reports that the Director General, NTA, Salih Abdulhamid Dembos, said this at a movie premiere titled Traditions.
People unique is their culture and traditions, which differs from tribe and region. But somehow, some of these cultural practices have maimed and ripped people of their dignity, especially women. As many believe, Nigeria is a story of different tribes and cultures, but with peculiarity and similar cultural practices.
We have rich African cultural stories that have not been explored or exploited, so we want to tell the story beautifully as best as we can.
NTA has always been in the forefront of partnering, with on projects like this. In fact, NTA, without missing word, is the forerunner of the Nollywood industry in Nigeria today.
There's virtually no culture or ethnic group in Nigeria from historical times that didn't have one form of link or connection to the Igala kingdom. So the Igala people come with a rich culture and tradition, and also with very, very huge population.
One of the major disturbing one showcased in the movie while an ace actress and TV personality of the Igala extraction, Memuna Yahya Abaji, tried to buttress in the movie traditions the harmful cultural practice to widows. It was an evening to allow people to relax and watch the movie and critique and make contributions, which had different casts from different regions adding flair to the movie. In Abuja, Aisha Uba Ali, NTA News.
Time to take another break, and when we return, sports will be up. To stay with us.
A peak protein breakfast gets you to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolutely fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Men do not like overconfident women.
Don't touch me without my permission. I'm a playful guy and I do get carried away sometimes.
You are selfish, manipulative, and you are a narcissist. What have you done for me? She called me Barry.
You know my mom doesn't know any better, right?
You say that now, but then when you see your mother, you start to act like you're a dead man dog. You were supposed to be more careful. I've been. Clearly not enough.
Governor Okowa of Delta State has applauded President Muhammadu Buhari for presenting Delta States with the opportunity to host the Sports Festival 2022. This was when he received the touch of unity at Government House, Asaba. Tessikuka reports.
The torch of unity finally made its way to the Delta State Government House, flanked by the Minister of Youth and Sports, Sunday Dari, and other government functionaries.
Yes, His Excellency has received the torch of unity.
The governor then handed over the torch to the chairman, local organizing committee, Tonobo Okowa, before proceeding to speak on the torch, which for him signifies the unity of the country.
We truly want to use this moment to appreciate Mr. President and members of his cabinet, particularly the Minister of Youth and Sports, Mr. Sunday Dari, for making it possible for Delta State to host the National Sports Festival.
Thereafter, it was the hoisting of the flag at the Stephen Keshi Stadium. The Minister for Youth and Sports, Sunday Dari, took the lead, supported by the State Deputy Governor, Kinslow Tuaro, the Chairman House Committee of Sports, Jimore Ujubele, and other sports executives.
Delta State has done excellently well. It is visible to the eyes. It is palpable. In spite of challenges, in spite of disappointments against the naysayers, we saw Delta State pull together both material and human resources. I saw Delta State through Sports Commission leverage on our sporting experts across the country to come join hands with them to make this possible.
The festival is expected to come to an end in the next 10 days. In Asaba, Tessie, Koka, NTA News.
For more sporting reports, let's join Olumide Ibuntola.
From Asaba, Godfrey Uzekwe reports that more contingents have arrived for the National Sports Festival, scheduled to commence on Wednesday. Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, who inspected facilities at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, expressed satisfaction and promised an historic festival.
You can see that everything is ready. They are just doing cleaning. The game starts at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And obviously everything is fully set.
Meanwhile, Team Lagos will compete in 35 events with 423 athletes, under 74 coaches and officials. In another news, academics across different fields of study have suggested a review of national policies on sports, safety, security and violence-free schools in Nigeria as part of solution to challenges confronting sports and security in Nigerian communities. This was at the annual conference of school health educators.
If all of us can work together, we go a long way to address security challenges.
In another development, 25 sport philanthropists across Nigeria will be honored for their roles in promoting sports at the grassroots and national levels. The philanthropist who will be honored at an event in Abuja will be selected based on public polls.
It's about the highest recognition and honor in Nigerian sports industry.
And from the ongoing World Cup in Qatar, Bruno Fernandes' brace against Uruguay ensured Portugal qualified for the last 16 Monday night. Same for Brazil, that pipped Switzerland via lone goal. The Teranga Lions of Senegal became the first African country to qualify for the round of 16 after a 2-1 victory at the expense of their counterpart from Ecuador. Netherlands also cruised to the round of 16 with 7 points after a 2-0 defeat of the host, Qatar. With sports update, Olumide Kuntola, NTA News.
Next is a quick look at the weather picture for tomorrow, Wednesday.
Weather forecast for Wednesday. Sunny and hazy atmosphere is expected over the northern parts of the country, as sunny skies with few clouds are anticipated over the central cities, with slim prospect of thunderstorms to parts of Benue, Kogi, FCT and Kwara. The southern region should be predominantly cloudy with spells of sunshine during the morning hours. However, there are chances of thunderstorms over parts of Imo, Ondo, Osun, Oyo, Ogun, and the coastal cities later in the day. Stand by for air quality index and weather forecast across some selected cities. Thank you for watching.
And that's the news. Thank you so much for your time. Do remember to always take action against rape and rapists. Remember to always be your brother's keeper. I'm Elizabeth Omori.